Right, so UK v France.
Hey, the UK actually has a team now. People turned up.
Thankfully, won't be much of a match if it was just Josh versus France, would it?
See, Josh was actually making jokes last night about being, it was just Team Josh versus France, because he was the only one from Team GB online. And then he gets in here, he's the first one in call, and then continues to be the only one in call.
Yeah,
So,
it's just the entire France team is there, and it's just Josh in the UK.
Now the real thing is, what's the likelihood of Harb being asleep? This is the biggest counter to the Brit team as a whole, which is contestants being asleep. No, he's streaming. He's all good.
Well, I mean, it is 9 o'clock. It's 9 p.m.
Oh, right. Well, that's somewhat close to when he normally wakes up, so.
Yeah, true.
Normally it's anywhere between 8 and 9, I would say. Sometimes 7-ish. Right, we're getting everyone in here. Everyone's progressively filing in. Single file at a 1 meter distance, because this is the UK. That's how it works. Oh god, we picked a warm-up map.
A warm-up map.
Okay, right, I've just seen the warm-up map that we picked, and I'm not going to spoil it for everybody.
I did hear discussions about it earlier. I know it's going to be good.
I've just seen the French one as well, and uh-oh. So, welcome everybody to what is possibly going to be the single most biased match that we've had so far. With 2 people from the UK casting a match with the UK versus France. So get your spam out, get whatever. Big up Boris, it's already making his way in.
Me and Bam will do our best not to be entirely biased.
Entirely is the key word here.
Can't help being a little bit biased.
A little bit. I think you've got too high expectations of us here.
Well, I'm speaking for myself, but not you.
Oh, okay. This is... So, fun fact about some of our players right now. Some of our players are playing out of their comfort zone, and by that I mean they're not actually playing inside of their houses. They're playing from other parts of the country. Oh dear. You heard about Rocker?
Yeah, I heard about Rocker. I know
Rocker is in a B&B currently, on holiday somewhere else in Britain. Just so happens to be streaming to here as well. Harb is surprisingly not asleep. Everyone's turning up. We're all good.
So, what do you think is going to be the strategy here?
Of which team? Because I think the UK is pretty self-explanatory. Actually, no, saying that...
for France.
France, I'm not really sure here, although I know for, like, guarantee, France is going to ban an ACK map and then go for something either speedy or, like, maybe techy. But I think, honestly, France's winning chances lie anywhere in speed, really. And that's about it.
Well, the thing about the France team is I'm looking at the responses here, and a lot of them really seem to prefer speed and tech maps. That seems to be their kind of preferences.
I don't think the tech maps part is going to matter too much, because I know the UK is very comfortable on tech maps. I think it's just going to be straight to speed. That's going to be there.
Expecting maybe like Bloody Kess, Hoshikuzu.
Yeah, UK is going to have completely the opposite plan with like the whole thing going on.
I don't know. I feel like the UK team's really balanced.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, UK's got plenty of people for covering speed, tech, ACK, whatever. They're fine with everything. But I think it's generally just trying to, well, even it out, however it can be. But I think it's definitely, like, not lacking or anything, but that's definitely the area that most teams are going to try and go for, if they have the people for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I think the ACK side of the UK team is pretty strong. I think it is their stronger side. Purely because a lot of the players that are decent at speed are pretty okay at ACK as well. So you've got Tiger. Tiger's pretty good at ACK, even though he can do a little bit of speed. You've got people like Harb. Harb's ACK is actually, I wouldn't pick him for the ACK maps, but yeah, he does have pretty decent ACK for being someone who primarily plays speed maps. Then you've got like Rocker, who's just out of his mind when it comes to ACK. He's just incredible at it. It honestly seems like it. I don't know, I feel like, yeah, like you said, tech speed maps.
I think just against the bigger countries in general, everyone's just going to play to their own strengths. I think that's the best way to go about things for most countries. The same way that, like, if someone's facing America, all they can really do is bet on their strengths as opposed to the opponent's weaknesses in an area.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. UK's got enough of a well-rounded team that it's just France trying to do their best on what they can do. And if that means not playing an ACK map, they're going to sure as hell try and not play an ACK map.
Yeah. I mean, France is nothing to be scoffed at, though. They do have some pretty, like, high-ranked players. Like, they've got Brindle, or Brindale. Don't know what this is. I'm just going to call him Brindle. It's easier to say.
Okay, this is name scuffing time again.
Yeah, name scuffing time.
I love scuffing everyone's names up. I mean, at least we know the UK's names. So we've got half the players covered. Skeely, he's easy. Okay,
Yeah.
Gazetale, X and Real.
Villa, I'm just going to call him Villa because
Villas.
I have no clue on earth how to pronounce his name.
I still don't as well. I don't. It's somewhere in the middle there, and I don't know where. Villos, I think something like that. Goikwaz, Fakos, Brindle. There we go. We'll go for that.
But yeah, like you've got Brindle, who's currently 49 in the world, so he's pretty high ranked. I know that some of the other players don't really play too much.
Fairly similar rank to that, and he hasn't been playing ranked for quite a while now.
Yeah.
So I think it should be somewhat balanced in that regard. Yeah, he's 47. He's actually just higher than Brindle and Saber. 2 higher.
Yeah, so it does seem they have at least players to match kind of the higher end of the UK team, which might be kind of what they need to maybe take the edge off when it comes to the speed and tech maps. I think tech is really going to be where France needs to aim for here. I think between a nice in-between of like tech and speed. So, I mean, in regards to the maps and the map pool, let me pull the map pool up real quick.
There aren't really many like too techie maps though, to be honest.
Yeah.
A lot of the maps that are like somewhat techie, it's more of a it can mess you up if you're not careful, more than something which is just straight up going to be trouble for you. Like, you don't have to have massive technical skill for a lot of these, but I know that there's some that are definitely more on the very techie end, but I don't think here it should be too bad.
I think Hoshikuzu's pretty techie. Bloody Kiss is definitely one of the kind of speedier maps, but Hoshikuzu's also kind of fast. That's the thing about it. It is very techie. There's a lot of angles, but it is definitely one of the faster maps in the pool as well. Pragmatism, I think that can be kind of techie. I think there's a lot of sideways notes and stuff in that one. A lot of like sideways streams. Very interesting patterns. But I think the UK will probably try and ban Pragmatism or Hoshikuzu. And I think they'll rather take Hoshikuzu over Pragmatism just because it's got more of the speed aspect to it, and that's maybe something that they're a little bit stronger at.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, for the UK, most of their bans are going to be on the offensive as opposed to defensive. So with France, because they're obviously going to be accuracy maps to ban, because, I mean, that's where the UK's strong suit lies, because they want to try and protect themselves from that. But the UK, I think, is mainly just going to want to ban out anything that France is trying, they think France will be better at.
Yeah.
So, since obviously we aren't in the team, I haven't looked really, even though everything's going on in the server, I haven't looked really into what they're doing for that. So you never know, maybe they could have looked through and seen what France has done, or alternatively, they're just winging it, one of the two.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting because obviously it does seem like UK are really confident and I think they're going to beat France. But there may be a little bit of doubt. I think they're at least a little bit scared of France. I think they may not show it, but I think the UK team is at least phased by France. I don't think they think they're gonna. I think France can easily take a map off the UK. To be honest, I think it's well within reason for them to take a map off, maybe even 2. We might even see tiebreaker, which would be interesting. Because have we actually seen a tiebreaker yet?
I don't think we've seen a single tiebreaker so far. Like,
so it could be the first tiebreaker.
I think this is definitely on the more even side as far as everything is going, but it's still very much down to how the players are doing today as well, because that can just range so much from just everything.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it does come down to the players, how well everything goes. Oh, I think we're just waiting on.
I think we're waiting on the warm-ups right now. And they're just doing it with a tournament system right now, so nothing too bad. Have you seen both of the warm-up maps that they have picked? Have you looked in the channel? That's my question.
I've had a little look.
Now, France's one does not fill me with hope as well, but luckily, by the looks of things, we have both teams deciding to opt for not having a instant just difficult map or anything like that. They're not proper try-harding it out, but it's just going to be interesting. I see the words first map in the French one, and that always fills you with hope.
Yeah, when it's the first map, you know it's going to be enjoyable to watch. Maybe not to play, but to watch.
I don't know what they're going to do. Okay, well, I mean, I don't know what the UK are going to do, and I'm part of the UK, and I don't know what my own team's going to do. I can tell what France is going to do, and it's going to be banning Censored or Riri. But
yeah, I think it's safe to say that they're going to ban that map. And the UK...
That's just going to be whatever they dislike.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think they slightly dislike Hinode. So that might get taken out as well.
I think they dislike Pragmatism as well. And that's also a tech map.
It's a mix of both. Okay, so the UK rolling, they've got 37, which he is Pepe handsing it, but I don't know. Oh, the French have rolled 74, so there we go. Oh, it looks like the Brits were, a lot of them were only using the flag sabers for the warm-up, so they want to be let out of the tournament assistance.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, that makes so much more sense.
I'm very upset that no one's played with Steve Sabers.
Stop advertising them. No. I don't actually know what the sabers are. You just keep mentioning these one sabers repeatedly.
It's just massive Steves.
What does that even mean?
They're like 5 times the size of the hitbox. You just can't see anything with them.
Oh, right. So you just make sabers that you can't see with?
No, I didn't make them. Someone else made them.
Oh, right.
I'm not going to plug my own sabers. That's weird.
I mean, have you ever done that with messing around with the Saber mod, how you can just extend the sabers out really far? You have like the lances, and you sort of just hit the note no matter what. You don't actually need to do anything. They're just that big. Okay, waiting on the first one here. I think the Brits are just changing sabers and then deciding what they're going to do. I believe the French have the first ban and pick those, so we will see.
Honestly, I hope they don't ban Riri, because I want to hear it, because the song's a jammer. And I also want to hear Victims of Contingency.
Most of the songs we've been getting so far in these map pools have just been jammers, though, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, this map pool, I think it'll be hard to beat in terms of jammers. There's a lot of jammers in this one. Like Hinode, Riri, Hoshikuzu, Victims of Contingency, like they're all jammers. I'd love to hear any of them.
Actually, now I think about it, I wouldn't be that surprised if the France team picks Hinode, actually. Because now that's turned into a rank map, right?
Yeah.
Which means that there's going to be so much more people that have played that. And that means that their teams probably ended up practicing that more regardless of everything else. So I think it's very possible that they could end up picking something like Hinode just because they're more comfortable with it.
Yeah, well, maybe it comes more down to how prepared they are. Because even if it is ranked, if they're really well prepared and they've had a lot of practice, then that doesn't really matter as much if you think about it. In which case, they might be better picking something that isn't ranked, and then the Brit players have maybe played it less.
I think it's definitely that trade-off of trying to work out, will our practice work better, or will their lack of practice work better? It's one of the two.
I think it is really useful for teams to go back and analyse previous matches as well. So like the...
Oh, the UK's banned Pragmatism.
Oh. Pragmatism,
yeah,
I see.
Maybe it's going to go for Hoshi Kuzu, man. Maybe that's going to be the next thing, as in, like, for pick for France. I'm really not sure what they're going to go for. I mean, which ACK map do you reckon is going to be banned? Because it's definitely going to be one of the two ACK maps, surely.
Yeah,
Surely they ban it.
I think they're going to ban Riri, even though I really don't want them to. Yeah,
Riri!
France bans Riri.
There we go.
So upset.
Perfect timing. You just say, I think they're going to ban this, but I don't want them to, and then I immediately see it pop up in chat. Oh, dear.
Very sad. Riri's actually the opening for Erased, the anime. Did you know
that? I did, and I've heard of it, but I've still never watched it.
I think a lot of people know Riri without actually knowing it because they've watched Erased. So a lot of people think they've heard it before.
I think just in general in rhythm games, especially with things like Beat Saber, things with like Osu as well, a lot of people find out about enemies just because of their actual like OSTs, just in general. Like the opening or the ending or something, they hear about it. Like, for example, Love is War. A lot of people haven't watched that, but they found out about it because of the Chica dance.
Yeah.
Which suddenly started getting mapped in Beat Saber immediately after it came out. Just one of those things. And yeah, by the looks of things, France has picked Hoshikuzu.
Okay, I'm alright with that because that is an absolute gem.
We're right. We were right in our expectations of them.
Like I said, very techy Hoshikuzu. Not as techy as Pragmatism, but a little bit faster. So it's definitely leaning more towards what France want than what the UK want, I think.
Yeah, they're definitely going on the I think we can do this, because I think that's the smart decision when playing against any of like the major teams being like UK, Canada, Netherlands, and America, which is just that you don't want to play into something that's in their strengths, but you also mainly want to go for something that you think you can do well on, because it's if they screw up, that's down to you like to do better. You have to capitalize on that.
I feel like Pragmatism was a really good ban here for the UK. I feel like they've read France pretty well, thinking that they're going to go for kind of tech.
Well, I think in general, France is like very comfortable with most of these. Any of the maps that are balanced or technical, I think France are very happy with. So I don't think they mind too much about anything in the pool. I think both teams are in a fairly comfy position as far as this pool is concerned.
Yeah. It seems for playing Hoshikuzu, we've got Gilo, Jack, Harb, and Dexty. So, Dexty.
I think that's Dexty's first appearance so far.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Dexty is his first match that he's appeared in, because he is definitely more of a speed than an ACK player. So, France, we've got X and Real, Fakoz, Brindle, and Gasser.
Okay. I don't... See, I'm not fully sure of how good some of these French players are at some of the more technical stuff. Because I know I've seen some of them before in general tournament pools where there's been a fair amount of like stream maps, say, for example. And a few of the players I've seen, but only back when it was more a stream meta as opposed to just more techie things appearing in tournaments. So this is going to be interesting. Okay, looks like the UK team is ready as well.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Dexty gets on here on our first match. I know that Dexty really likes speed maps, but I'm not sure how she handles techie stuff.
Isn't she? I believe so. Well, actually saying that, we have a fair amount of XWDG players in just the UK as a whole, so it would not surprise me. But yeah, I know that Dexy's definitely like loves the more speedy side of things. So right now, I think this is probably like going to be the hardest round as far as the UK is concerned, in terms of like the actual map pools themselves, because we have a fair amount of people that definitely like the faster side of maps, and we have a fair amount of people that love the accuracy side of maps. But this middle area is where it starts to get very interesting.
Yeah, definitely. The middle ground, I feel, middle ground techie is definitely where these two are closest and where they stand the best chance of, or at least France stands the best chance of beating the UK here.
Well, by the looks of things, it looks like France is currently winning with 21.89%. X, the only person in the entire game who has managed to get any form of score. And that is going to be yet another winner to the World Cup. France has also won the World Cup.
I think we're starting here now, yeah.
However many other teams have now apparently won. Actually, no, I think it was France last time that also won the World Cup, according to someone. I can't remember who it was that said it last time, but... Oh, and now we're just looking forward to getting into the match. Streams are being synced.
QR codes are being scanned.
I can't remember what actually shows up with those QR codes, because I'm pretty sure at one point there was some form of like meme that Moon had shoved into this. So for anyone that did actually scan it, it would just show something jokingly, and I can't remember what it was.
Someone does have a squashed QR code, interestingly.
Oh no. Right. Yeah, that cute. Well, because that's squashed, that's definitely not going to sync up streams. That's just not going to happen. Oh dear, what have they done?
So we're going to have Harb and Dexy a little bit further behind here.
Yeah.
I mean, starting off, UK, I mean, Harb holding a 97 here at the start, Gilo as well.
Oh, it looks like, wait, Dexy's stream looks like it's about 20 FPS. So that's going to be an interesting one. You can barely see Dexty Sabers on top of that.
Yeah, it does seem like they're just teleporting.
I think that's just stream lag though, it doesn't seem to be in-game at all. I'm not sure.
Jack and Harb missing here. Jack seems to pick up a few misses.
Gilo seems to be doing relatively fine on all of these sections so far. Currently with 0 misses.
Everyone on the France team apart from Gassertall holding an FC.
Yeah, this is definitely looking to be in the French team's favour at the moment. I think currently the bar seems to be skewing to the right, and I think that might be because they're slightly ahead because of the Tony assistant being a bit behind. So
yeah,
that difference in accuracy almost 1% now. Oh dear.
Yeah, so it does seem to be going to France now.
Yeah, even with that difference, it seems that they've definitely gone ahead.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that France have practiced this map here. Fakoz and X Unreal holding an FC still. Oh, Fakoz just missed. Got Jack and Gilo. Jack seems to have picked up another miss right there.
Oh no.
Harb and Gilo holding a nice combo.
Fakoz is picking up so many misses here. He's actually on to 7 right now. Gazer falling down to about 6.
Yeah, that's brought them right down to 92s and 93s.
Oh, second miss in there. This map is all over the place for these players.
Yeah. So that has actually brought the UK back into the lead. Fakoz, those misses.
Oh, and another from Gazer. This is not looking good for the French team right now. They keep falling down. They had that lead, but currently they're throwing it away bit by bit. Fakoz as well. into a 50 combo, missing again, and missing on those crossover streams. He just can't get the timing quite down.
UK leading by about 0.5% here now.
The tides have turned with more misses from Gazer as well.
Yeah, he's definitely the least comfortable one with this map.
Currently, both teams keep getting random misses in places in the song, which is just dragging them down in separate areas. This is a matter of just a fight between the both of them, just clashing together, seeing who can actually last the longest.
And in all fairness, Gilo is doing incredibly well here. He's only got 2 misses so far.
Yeah, it seems like Dexty as well from that terrible start of getting 3 misses straight away, and then coming up with like a 800 something combo, maybe 900.
Yeah.
The difference there was massive. Currently, the French team picking themselves back up again at the moment, but some of these final sections could be the end of that. Gilo taking another like 2 or 3 misses, 4, 5. Oh no!
Oh, that might be what actually turns the tides. That might be what France needs to actually take this from the UK team.
That depends on how the French can last through this final section. It seems that they're all doing well.
Yeah, both teams are incredibly close right now.
Oh, about 0.7 or 0.7.
Oh.
Gazer missing at the end!
Oh.
But it's possibly not going to be enough, and that's going to be...
No. So
France.
France actually overcoming the UK.
Oh.
There was a lot of mess-ups at the start, but they seem to have pulled it back.
Those misses from Jack and Gilo right at the end, costing the Brits the match.
Yeah. Gilo dropped right from like a 94 there, all the way down to a 92 with those misses. Very
oh no.
interesting performance from Jack there. I was expecting him to do a lot better on that map.
I'm confused as to what's going on here. Jack's only got a 91.5, which is not right. That's the best way I can put it.
Yeah, you definitely expected better from Jack.
Because I know that he's very much into playing more techie related, well, just techie maps in general.
Yeah.
So as it is, that's very confusing to me that he's falling down that much.
Yeah, Jack's very much on par with, almost equivalent to, maybe slightly worse than Harb here on these maps, I'd say. So it's incredibly surprising to see him drop that low with a 91. It does seem that X Unreal and Brindle, though, on the France team, they seem to be the ones that kind of held it for them. Fakos with a decent score too, just beating out Gilo.
Well, I think when they were playing this map previously, when they were actually practicing, I believe Jack only had about a 93.1, but that's still about 1.5% lower than he actually wanted here. Gilo as well, 1.2% lower.
It does seem though that the UK is making a tracking call for that map.
Ah, wait. Who was the tracking on? Was that why Gilo missed so much? So
potentially. Gilo is the CV1 player, so it is very likely that he's the one that lost tracking.
Yeah, this is very true. Gilo's on CV1, Harb and Dexty on Rift S. Well, actually, no,
Jack on Index.
Quest Link for Dexty, so... I think of everyone... Theoretically, Jack should be the worst, the least likely to have tracking, but we have also seen Jack's Index throwing about at points. But as it is, looking at the French team there, this could be a very close match because, honestly, Gazer and like Fakos and X all had a ton of misses just going into that.
Jack actually changing his player height here. Interesting strat.
But yeah, honestly, if they can play again but without any of those misses, that can definitely do well for them in the long run.
I think the France team is heavily relying on Gassertol here, honestly.
I think they're relying on two things. They're relying on Gazer and Brindle, I believe, at the moment. Oh, Gazer actually restarting his game by the looks of things. But yeah, I think they're just relying on them for maps like this, but I don't think that's worked out with those misses previously as well.
Yeah. Well, with this tracking reset, I mean, Gilo was popping off there. He was holding a solid like 94.5 until the end where his tracking messed up. like we said, very unexpected score from Jack. So maybe with this change in player height, he can maybe play a little bit better.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much of a warm-up he actually got before he started playing. So maybe he could just be treating that as a proper warm-up. You never know.
Yeah, that was honestly just incredibly unlucky for Gilo there. He was playing so well too.
Oh, they're definitely gonna have to do well for this. I think if they get anywhere near a 93, they're definitely gonna be comfortable because they don't know fully what they're gonna have to beat. I don't believe. So.
Yeah. There was about in the final scores, just in case anyone interested, France had 7,632,238 points, and the UK had 7,626,714 points. So there's only about 5,500 points difference, which is not much at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, incredibly close. It was incredibly close out at the end.
And should be going, well, connecting to the assistant again by the looks of things, so should probably be going about it soon.
But it does just show that France are nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, they're definitely, this is what we were saying before as well, they're definitely showing their strengths in certain maps as opposed to looking for weaknesses necessarily.
Yeah.
They picked them up more comfortable with and it's paid off.
Yeah. It definitely seems like they made the right call anyway. It does seem like this is what they're better at. They've made the right call on what map to pick.
The thing is though, is this just the trump card? Is this just one map that they're able to do, or can they continue? Let's go rolling through the next matches.
I think it'd be very interesting to see if they can keep this up with the rest of the maps, and it might finally lead to that tiebreaker that we said we might see earlier.
One of the things, luckily for both teams here, is that I don't think either team is necessarily too worried, because if they go down, they will go into losers bracket. But when they're in losers bracket, they're still going to have maps which is relatively within both teams' comfort zones, I believe.
Yeah.
So I don't think either team is worried too much if this doesn't fully go their way. And it looks like as well, that QR code has been fixed, so we're going to have synced streams.
PogChamp.
Hey, Gus is back.
I'm just going to have a quick look at the bracket and see who they go against next.
Well, here we go. Going back into it. Back at it again with Yoshikuzu.
Yeah, so whoever wins this match is actually against the US next.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, it could be a very valid strategy to try and dodge a match by going into losers next.
It could indeed, it could indeed.
Either way. That's why I'm saying I don't think either team minds too much, but it's just that at least if you do play into the next match against the US, you do have that comfort of knowing that even if you lose against them, it's not going to be end of the world knocking you out of the tournament. Because this is the winners bracket, so... Oh, it looks like Gaze is having misses again already, straight at the start. Dexty as well, actually, picking up a miss there.
Yeah.
Only the first couple hundred notes, so not too bad. X picking up a miss. Fakos as well.
Strong.
Fakos is on... Wait, how many misses is he on?
I can't tell. Or 8, I see?
That's 6. That's 6 or an 8. Harb having some trouble there with one of the stacks, missing one of the notes, not swinging quite enough.
Jack and Gil popping off here though, holding FC.
This is very much something in comparison to last time. Holding an average of 94.4. We still have plenty of the map left, which is where most of the players struggled towards the middle area and the end area of the map.
Jack is definitely playing far, far better here.
Yeah, you can tell that difference. By this point last time, he was down to a 91.8. Currently to a 94.6 instead.
3 of the UK team holding 94.6 and 7s. Oh, Jack, she's picking up a miss there, actually. Still holding a 94, though. That is his first miss.
Still having some trouble. Currently still doing far better than his previous run, where he had, I can't remember the amount of misses, it was a large amount. But Fakos is actually making up for his misses and taking it back down. Currently got the average lower than last time.
Yeah, Fakos does seem to be the one that's struggling this time.
Well, Oh, see, the thing is here, this is something I was mentioning earlier as well. At this point in a regular match, these players would be taking a break right now. They just say, screw it, my run's not better, and just relax until the next map. But they can't do that right now because they don't know how the rest of their team's doing.
Yeah, they definitely can't.
Playing.
Another thing is the stamina as well. As I mean, we just played this map, and it is a decently long map. It's about 4 minutes, I believe.
Yeah, it's fairly high intensity as well. It's not like massive bursts, but it's also not just an ACK map.
You're definitely exhausted by the end of it. Just playing it once, never mind twice. So that might be playing into why France are performing a little bit worse here. Fakos mainly.
6 at the moment.
Yeah, Gilo still popping off. He's holding a 94 just like he was last time.
Oh, coming into these last sections. This is where we saw France last time racking up a fairly decent combo on most of their players in this bit. But it was also where quite a lot of the players threw away a combo towards the end of this stream coming out here.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see if...
Gazer, well, the French team is definitely not going to beat their team this time. Well, their score from the previous round.
Yeah, it does seem that
players doing much better through this section. Jack picking up another miss though.
It does seem that Fakos and X there have just fallen a little bit short of the last score.
Yeah, wait, how much does that compare to the last round?
It is incredibly close, but I think the UK take it by about 28, 5k points or something like that. I don't know.
Okay, so the last time the French team got 7,632,000 points. This time, the Brits got 7,667,000 points.
Yeah, so pulling ahead by about 35,000 points.
35,000 points in that replay.
That's a tracking reset.
The Brits luring the French in with some form of victory and then snatching it away. Straight away. Oh,
a false sense of security for the French, though.
They let them have a taste of it and then snatched it from their clutches.
Is this just going to be a 3-0 now? Is this just going to be the UK absolutely stomping France, or?
I think, given the map pool, the French team definitely still has a chance. They still definitely have plenty of chances to try and take a map off of the UK, or maybe even more. We will have to see.
I mean, for this next map, I'm expecting the UK to change out some players, mainly Dexty.
Yeah, I'm expecting the UK to come and take out Censored right now. I'm expecting Censored, and I'm expecting Tiger. I'm expecting Rocker.
Yeah.
I'm expecting Josh, and I'm expecting Gilo. I would probably say those guys. Maybe
definitely
Gilo. I'm not sure who they'd put in there, but we'll see.
We are expecting an ARC pick, but we must wait.
They're picking Censored, and the Brit team is picking. Yep, Rocker. Wait, Rocker, Jack, Josh, and Harb. They're not picking Tiger.
Yeah, so I don't know if you heard me say earlier, but Harb's ACK is actually really good, even though he is kind of comfortable with speed. His ACK's actually pretty decent.
I know, but Tiger.
Yeah.
Tiger's one of he's still even though he doesn't play properly a lot of the time anymore, he's still a very, very good ACK player. I think they're currently debating whether they're going to have Tiger or Harb, Tiger or Harb for the Brit team.
I think Tiger does have a little bit of a lack of self-confidence, though. He does. He has a habit of playing a map and he'll miss once. He'll play something like Villain and he'll miss once and he'll be like, "Oh, bad score," and quit out.
Oh, it seems that he hasn't actually played the map, so he's deciding to let Harb have it instead.
Yeah.
And France as well, they have picked Fakos, Skeely, Awagi, and Brindle.
So Skeely coming in instead of Gazer.
I think, given the previous match, I'm not sure if it was just the map or whether Gazer having an off day. But definitely there were quite a few misses in there, so he might not be feeling confident in himself today. Or it could just be that ACK isn't his strong suit. One of the two.
Yeah. He definitely brought it back a little bit in that second half, but it was just the kind of rest of his team not quite matching up to the previous scores that let them down.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a very interesting one as well, because even though the UK is generally has fairly good ACK, because we have a fair amount of accuracy-based players, as well as that, you also have the French team coming out with people like Skeely. So
yeah. So we're actually seeing Rocker, Jack, Josh, and Harb. It's a bit of an unconventional act team here.
Ooh.
But Harb and Jack are the highest ranked players on the team. So
yeah, that is true. Jack has not played in a while, but still is number 2, so pretty comfortably as well. Well, number 2 UK at the very least. So I think in general, all of these players, see, even the players saying that they're not good at accuracy at a high rank, a lot of them, they still reach like, I think Harb peaked at like 13th or 14th or something. Somewhere around there. It's somewhere in the like mid-teens. And to get to that area, his accuracy still has to be good. There's no way about it. So it's just that a lot of these higher players have very, very like strong opinions on what they class as good. So they compare themselves to something which is still like very high. So even when we watch some of these players, like we'll look at some of the like the French team will say that they don't feel like they're good at AC, but still just by being in that top like 100 players, your accuracy is still definitely good.
yeah. I think we're going to see Rocker pop off here with Josh maybe a little bit behind, and then Harb and Jack behind Josh, because Josh has actually got incredible AC as well. He isn't one of the high-ranked players, but
I'm hoping Rocker is not going to have any form of tracking here because he's not playing from his actual house.
yeah,
so
he is playing a temporary setup, isn't he?
he's playing in an Airbnb. He's currently in the Peak District having a nice holiday with his family. And he also happens to have a squashed QR code. So that is looking to be no again.
Well done, Rocker.
Well done. Squished QR code. Rips it.
Who sat on the QR code?
That's not sat on it, because that's squashed sideways. That's squashed inwards.
No, they've sat on it and turned it sideways.
Someone has clapped it.
Yeah.
Wait, that's what I get for just clapping. I just clapped the QR code.
Squashed the QR code, man.
No!
You ruined the stream sync!
I'm sorry! I couldn't help it.
Okay, starting off AC map here. Harb, fair bit behind. But I think the scores are real time, so.
Harb is vibing on his QR code. Yeah, the score itself is real time. But actually no, yeah, the score is based on real time, so that's gonna change. But it's just the fact that they're not synced means we're mainly gonna have to rely on the accuracy here to see between the players.
Yeah.
Currently Rocker on a 98.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, Rocker holding a 98, Josh not far behind, 97. Harb is actually holding very good AC here as well, better than expected.
Actually on the other team as well with a 97.9. So like,
yeah,
they're quite close to a 98, but he can't quite work his way up to it.
The entire France team actually showing off that they can do AC as well. They're all on 97s here.
This is the secret strat that they weren't saying about.
Yeah, maybe they've been hardcore practicing AC this whole time and expectation of the UK team picking it.
Currently, it is looking to be Rocker. Oh, he's lagging. That's what he's doing. He seems to be deciding to not hit any of the blocks. There we go. I think
it does seem that the France team is dropping a little bit here to 96s. Rocker holding a 98 still.
Some of these angles can make it very hard to actually get a good accuracy on because, well, having it in an outer lane already makes it difficult. The doubles then makes it more difficult with having to pay attention to where you're hitting 2 blocks. And then adding diagonals in there then makes it even worse as far as the actual swings go. Especially ones like those, because you have to decide whether to do it as a double directional or swing sideways or what you do.
Yeah. There is already many double directionals in this map though, so it does make the double direction method a little bit more comfortable for players.
Yeah, I would say the doubles, oh look at that. The bar's going inwards. The doubles is where it really starts to take a toll on most players.
Wow, that was actually incredibly close. France did far, far better than expected. Only a 3,000 point difference.
This map was a matter of the rest of the Brit team holding an average and Rocker pulling everyone up.
Yeah.
This is what I was saying as well, because Rocker's definitely a very big AC player. Josh is still practicing his AC, and he's been working on it for quite a while now. And then you have number 1 and number 2 GB, who are 0-1 behind and 0.02 behind, respectively, Josh, who has been practicing it. The averages here, and then Rocker just pulling the rest of the team up as much as he can.
I mean, shout out to Fakos, though. 97.8. That is an incredibly impressive score as well.
Yeah, out-acking most of them. I think the French had a similar idea with their team.
Yeah.
But it couldn't quite go the same way because they don't have that same... They have a slightly... I'd probably say around a similar average, maybe slightly lower. And just not having someone that can happily 98 maps like that, compared to the UK, it will work in some matchups, but not this one.
Yeah. I mean, Brindle, honestly, I was expecting a little bit better from Brindle here with him being so high ranked.
Yeah, this is one of those things. He's got quite a similar rank to Harb as well, though. You do have to keep this in mind that just because they're a high rank, even though they can act really well, when it comes to an act map like this, where it's no longer high-speed act that they're consistently practicing, it's no longer mid-speed act that they're constantly practicing. That's more of just a regular act map, and that's definitely throwing people off.
I'm curious to see what the French team pick here. I want to see Bixim's contingency, I really do, but I think they're gonna pick Hinode.
Yeah, I'm half leaning towards Hinode just because it's another tech map, and they know that they can try and get somewhat close. But at the same time, I'm wondering if they're going to question themselves.
Yeah, especially after the last performance with the comeback from Jack.
Yeah, with that mixture last time, it looks like I don't know if Harb's trying to either bait them into picking Bloody Kiss here. I don't know if he's trying to bait them into it or bait them into not picking it, but it's one of the two.
I think Harb genuinely wants them to pick Bloody Kiss.
See, I wouldn't say that as well. So I know he is not a fan of D maps a lot of the time. He has no problem playing them. He just isn't a fan of.
He just doesn't like them.
Yeah, it's just one of the particular mapping styles where he doesn't fully enjoy himself, but he can happily complete it and do well on it.
Yeah.
So he'll put up with it, but.
I really hope we get Victims of Contingency here. I think it'd be an alright pick. I mean, it depends how strong kind of Streamac is for the France team.
Okay. Deciding what pick's going to be going into this. Honestly, I'm sort of leaning towards it being Bloody Kiss or Victims of a Contingency. I'm not sure. I'm sort of leaning towards it not being Hinode because they've tried using tech. It did not work. They've tried playing against them in accuracy. It wasn't their choice, but they still did it. And it did not go well. So now I'm wondering where this is going to go from here. Do they try something else? Do they try something new again? Or do they try and go for a second round at the tech?
Yeah, it makes me think that they might actually pick Bloody Kiss, now that I think about it.
I think all three of these are very, very, real options for them.
So the UK picks Hinode.
Oh... I don't think there's any wrong answer for both teams here, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like all of these maps are... They kind of go either way, but they're all pretty fast. Yeah, I mean, they're all...
Yeah, I think picking Hinode is now the UK team knows that they can beat them in Tech Act, so they're pretty confident in just playing a technical map. They could do the exact same thing of risking it with a bounce map and thinking, well, we can out-act them because it won't be too bad, technically. It won't be too bad for accuracy. But if they're comfortable with beating them on a tech map, they might as well pick it, because it's more likely to trip France up than it is them.
Yeah, for sure. France coming out with the Hoshikuzu lineup again. Brindle, Gazer, Exxon Real, and Fakos. Just waiting on seeing what the Brit team is going to go with. Probably expecting to see maybe Dexty back.
I am expecting to see anybody that has played ranked. More specifically, Harb here. Because Harb has got... what?
PP Farmer.
He has a score on this map. And I'm just quickly trying to find that score, because if I'm not mistaken,
So,
it is...
The UK players, Dexty, Gillo, Jack and Harb, as expected. Same as the Hoshikuzu lineup as well.
Okay, so I found Harb, and he has a 95.67, and he set that score yesterday on this map.
I see.
So he is very much refreshed in playing this map. I think this is going to be a similar case as we saw with Rocco last round, of how Rocco was actually trying to just carry his team up. Because right now, Harb actually has a 0.2 higher, high score than Brindle. 0.25 difference. So I think both teams are probably going to be relying on one player to do the majority of the work, and then seeing how it can go from there.
I mean, honestly, I think Jack and Gillo aren't too far behind Harb.
Yeah, well, Jack's still very much able to play a lot of the new ranked maps, and he definitely gives all of them a try at least once. He just doesn't farm it like he used to. But the fact that those two still play those means that they're going to be very comfortable with it. And I know Dexty's been working her way up PP a lot, fairly recently. So we will see. I think all of the players in here definitely have solid chances of doing well on both teams.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Come on, please no squashed QR codes.
This is definitely not going to be a steamroll. I think this is going to be another very close one.
Or... Hey!
And another thing is if Gillo gets tracking here, they can't reset.
Yeah, this is one of the ones where it's now risky to effectively play. I mean, technically it's risky to play anyone, because everyone can lose tracking, no matter what system they're on.
Yeah,
but
it's just far more likely for CV1 players.
Yeah, for the CV1 players, it can be very risky. I do actually know why his tracking is somewhat bad, which is that he has a sensor. He has the third sensor which he sets up on his bed, which means it moves every single time that he plays. It's a bit weird, but it happens. Currently going into this, it seems that the accuracy is very, very, very much on the UK side.
Yep.
That's not even a competition. There is a whole 1.5% between them on the start bit. But we have
Harb is managing to hold a high 96 here.
Yeah, we haven't got to the full speed up parts, and this is a 4-minute map, so there is plenty that can change throughout this song.
Harb picking up a mess there. Everyone else on the FC, it seems that Fakor's picked up a miss at the start there too.
Misses now. Working his way up. Brindle's also seemed to have picked up a miss in here. Currently on a 95.5, which is going to take him down from it. He's not going to be able to get the same as his current high score on it.
Harb has also picked up another miss.
Harb! I think Harb has picked up a lot.
Yeah, 2 or 3 I think. He's not on top of his game today.
Put them down below France at the moment.
Yeah, it's really neck and neck though. It could really go either way here.
Oh, it is having a just right old time. It is zooming back and forth.
Jack seems to have picked up more misses too. He's already down to a 92.
What is going on with the Brit team? Currently, France seems to be recovering somewhat from the previous misses. There's still plenty of map left. We're only about a third of the way in so far, but this is still... Oh, X picking up another miss as well. The bar is now moving further towards the Brit side.
Dexty, she is holding an FC still.
Oh.
The only person still holding an FC, so...
Now we're moving into the part of the song where it's now just going to be more spaced again. This is where it's most likely to pick someone off if they don't swing fully. It seems like the UK team finally finding their groove and getting back into stuff. The French team having a problem finding that. Brindle missing, X missing, and going into a low combo again.
Yep, Fakor seems to have picked up on this recently too. Gillo is doing incredibly well here.
Messing up on that crossover stream. He missed about maybe 3 notes there. Maybe 2, I'm not sure. But he picked up multiple misses there on those dots. X looking like he picked up some misses in a similar situation as well. Jack as well. Dexty as well, picking up a miss. Losing that FC. No more FCs on the board. Gazer holding a 700 combo and Harb on almost 1,000 combo. Gillo on 700.
Yep, Gillo is really pulling his weight here. He's actually... Him and Harb are really carrying Jack and Dexty here.
Well, I think currently even the accuracies on Jack and Dexty are currently still higher than the lowest 2 players on France, so...
it seems that Gazer is actually holding a higher act than Jack right now.
Yeah, Gazer's now working his way back up. Jack's having some trouble in this.
Yeah.
Oh,
maybe that height setting he changed is messing him up for this map.
At some point as well, I just realised with his... He's still holding a happy 95 with 2 misses though, so... Falco is picking up another miss. Currently a 0.5 difference between the two teams. This is very much at the moment looking to be down to the... What? Down to France missing more than the UK.
Yep. Jack's picked up another miss recently too, bringing him down to 93.7. Harb has managed to pull ahead of Gilo.
Still got another
combo.
Let's hope that the players can do well on the crossovers in some of the sections.
Yep, right at the end of the map here, it'll be interesting to see what goes down.
At the end of the map, the dot spam is where it caught some people out earlier on in the level. Yeah, Fako's managing to pass it this time. Gazer also having no issue. Every player...
Brendel and Harp are popping off. Gilo right behind Harp too.
Well...
Oh, it does seem like the UK are just going to pull it here.
Oh, and coming to the end of the level. That is looking to be a clean sweep by the
Queen sweep.
I was going to make some sort of fancy joke, and then I realized I'm too dumb to do that. It's not really something that I'm able to do. My brain doesn't work that hard.
So it does seem that X Unreal has maybe picked up just too many misses for his team there. Brendel couldn't quite carry enough. Especially with Gilo and Harb pretty much matching each other's score. Only like 100 points between them.
Oh, Gilo
definitely impressive from Gilo.
Gilo is only actually 0.14 away from his high score on that map.
Yeah. Well done, Gilo. Definitely one of the underdogs in the Brit team.
Match. Just working so hard, and it's so close. Yet the difference just wasn't enough, and the UK pulled victorious.
I kind of do hope they track and reset so that I can...
Oh my, that tease at the very start. I can't get over that.
France is calling tracking.
France is calling tracking?
Yeah.
So, we have round 2, boys.
Let's go!
The French still coming in. They think they have some form of chance, and they're going to go for it. They're going to try and take down at least one map from the Brits and keep it going. We might be seeing the first sweep. You never know.
It'll be very hard for France to beat the UK's score here, though. A 94.6 average, 2 95s, pretty much 2 94s.
But saying that as well, Fakos previously, and he did miss like several of the crossover streams, especially with the dots. So that pulled down his act greatly. So there's definitely a chance here that they can get a comeback here.
Yep. I think we're going to be looking at Fakos and Brendel here for some really high scores. If Fakos can pop off and pull a 95 as well, Brendel too, then X Unreal maybe doesn't pick up as many misses. Him and Gasser get a 94. They can definitely take this off the UK.
Oh. We're going to have to see here.
So is it best team score?
Yep. The coordinator's making the comment that France are not going to be pulling out the white flag today.
They're standing up for themselves.
Now you can try and get
and so with that tracking call from France, they're just preparing again to take round 2 at this map. I think this is the first... Is this the first match where both tracking calls have been used? I think it might be. I'm not sure.
I think so, yeah. I don't think any other matches really had tracking used.
I don't think I've seen a tracking call in any other match, let alone 2.
I've only seen like 1 tracking reset, I think, before in the other matches.
You ready now, Dex?
Oh no.
I'm ready.
So this is going to be... We're going to have to very heavily watch, specifically X, Fakos, Dexty, and Jack. I feel like they're the people we're going to have to concentrate more on. Because I know Dexty's accuracy isn't the best, so I'm not sure... I think most of Dexty is just going to be not missing and trying to get up to that 94.
I think Dexty did 1 miss, though.
Yeah.
Holding a 94 and a 1 miss is still pretty impressive.
Yeah, Jack, on the other hand, falling very far behind compared to what he's normally used to, though.
Yeah. So honestly, the same situation as with Yoshikuzu.
Yeah. I feel like the French team has multiple people that can really work their way up, whereas on the Brit team, it's only like small improvements from three of the players, and one of them is a fairly big improvement.
Yeah,
but
I feel like Jack's the only real difference we are going to see on the UK team, assuming there's no shortcomings from like Galo and Harb here.
So this is going to be round 2 of this. Oh, we're just going to have to keep an eye on the French team. Uh-oh. Fakeoz is not making it easy on himself. He is not doing that today. He has already taken a miss in. At least it's better at the start of the map, but in some ways that's also worse, because this is a tracking call, which means that there's definitely no replays, no matter what, after this. Gazer as well. The mentality of this, of the missing at the start, though, that's the problem.
Yeah, that can be absolutely soul-crushing when you're playing in the tournament setting.
If you're playing and you miss immediately, that can just be devastating, because then you start wondering if you're going to keep doing that for the rest of the map. Gazer picking up another miss already! Oh no! Hopefully they keep their wits about it and keep going.
It is worth noting though, if you miss at the start and you do incredibly well for the rest of the map and don't miss 1 or 2, then you can still get a really, really good score.
Fakeoz still having trouble with those crossover dot sections.
Jack seems to have picked up a miss here too.
Yeah, it looks like it was in a similar section, I'm not fully sure.
Galo picking up a miss. Yeah.
Well. At least the UK does have their previous game to fall back on if they really need to, but
Harb and Dexy holding FC. Oh, Dexy, was that tracking or was that misread there?
I'm not fully sure.
She just picked up 2 notes, 2
Still
misses.
going at the very least. X also having some trouble picking up now 2 misses. Well, at least 2 misses in the last couple patterns. I think he's on about 5 misses now.
Brindle and Harby are pretty much neck and neck here. They are incredibly close to each other.
Oh my goodness.
They are pretty much directly matching each other's act. Both on an FC. It is literally just a case of who misses first.
Well, I'm wondering if Brindle's act's going to be going down more, because we're at about 2 minutes into the song now. But Brindle's accuracy...
Oh, X! His tracking is completely gone.
Oh no! No!
Oh, that is devastating!
No! Not like this!
Both his Sabers just completely pinged off there. You could see the absolute defeat. He looked up into the sky and he was like, nah, this is done.
Continuing to play, but he already knows.
Yeah.
His team does not know as well. They're playing as much as they can, but he already knows what's about to happen. He's playing his best, but just then as well, even then his tracking going, you can see the head tilting. He is just so unhappy with what just happened, and rightfully so.
Yeah, you definitely would be.
We were talking about the misses at the start being devastating, but that is the pinnacle of feeling defeated. That's the only way you can really go. Losing to tracking and just knowing that it's over, but having to keep going.
One thing that's really disappointing about X as well is that he's actually got index controllers. So that is incredibly unfortunate that he's managed
index
to
does not mean good tracking though, you have to remember. I mean, Jack had bad tracking for maybe, I think he had bad tracking for about 3 months, just straight. I can't remember what he did to fix it. I think he might have sent his controllers back. I'm not sure, but either way,
it does just come down to software and hardware, and sometimes it's just issues that you can't fix.
At least one thing that they might be able to be happy with. I think Brindle's about to set his PB, and you can set scores now with the new tournament assistant. So long as he doesn't miss with this end section, at least one bright note coming out of the French side as a whole.
I think Jack popped off there though. 1700 combo. He held a 95.5. He basically took Galo's place.
Brindle actually sniping Hob though, I believe, on this play.
Yeah, Brindle. Absolutely incredible score from Brindle. But that's so unfortunate. That might have actually been enough. I mean, Fakeoz 95, Brindle 95.8.
If
Gazer on a 94. If X hadn't had a
if
drastic, like,
not given in, they would have won that. You hate to see it, but
yeah.
coming towards the end, that is it.
Tournaments.
No tracking calls remaining on either team, and that will be another sweep going to the UK. Oh my goodness. This match has been so close.
Incredibly unfortunate.
Just as a whole, this round has been so close.
Yeah.
Like, every single round has been decided by a small bit of accuracy.
Yeah. Definitely a pleasure to watch, at least.
Final scores on those. France's final score was 7,720,167. And the UK with 7,753,231. Almost 33,000 points in difference. GG to both teams involved.
Yeah,
and that is the UK going on to fight the US.
Battle of the United Nations.
Well, that would be a bit bigger than that. I think that would be a battle royale. That'd have a few more people.
Yeah,
but
I suppose.
UN is slightly different there, Wolven.
and France going on to face Sweden. I think that'll be a close match.
France versus Sweden. I'm really not sure who's going to come out on top there. But then it is losers round 2, so the brackets are going to be very different there. But
yeah, for sure.
We will have to see. Oh my goodness. Just those matches in general, starting it off, how the UK just sort of just looked like they weren't going to be on their A game.
Yeah, it seemed like they were going to choke.
It seemed like there was a possibility for something completely unexpected happening and France taking everything. But it was not enough. But GG to France. They put up a very good fight.
Yeah, they definitely... it literally just came down to tracking in the end. That was the only reason, I think.
Oh, I genuinely think that I don't think it would have mattered too much because of the other two maps. Because the accuracy on Team France was just very slightly below the UK. So going on to the more normal maps, I think it probably wouldn't have mattered too much, but in there, I think just in general, that was... Oh...
Yeah, that match was an absolute pleasure to watch.
Just taking a point would have been sad. But
yeah, I was really expecting France to take a match off the UK too. I honestly was.
Okay. And I believe with that we shall be finishing off for today with that match just there.
Yeah, like I said, it was an absolute pleasure to watch. Pleasure to cast. Very exciting.
So thank you everyone for joining us today. Thank you for the players putting up such a great match. And yeah,
well done to everyone. You all played incredibly well. Unfortunately, tracking just bites you in the ass sometimes.